My name is Rachel Youngling, and I own Musical Discoveries, which is an integrated program for families and children on Cape Cod, where I bring musical experiences into preschools and libraries to support the families and the children in their development. My medium of art is mostly singing, but I also do a lot of interactive musical instruments and play environments. I think music can open new horizons for us. It gives us ways to express our emotions, our sadness, our joy, our anger, our fear, so much of what we're all feeling right now, and it's just another vehicle for us to express those feelings.
My name is Julia Cumes, and I'm a photographer originally from South Africa. I grew up during the apartheid era, and it was a very politically charged time. Stories and information were so suppressed by the government. I realized early on there was nothing more powerful than storytelling. It exposes others to different perspectives, which can only lead to more empathy and understanding and connection. If I were to look at the sort of themes that I've been interested in, a lot of it is focused on giving voice to issues that I care about and giving voice to people who don't necessarily have a voice. So I've done quite a lot of projects about women in disempowered situations, whether it was in India or South Africa or elsewhere. More recently, I did a project on breast cancer on Cape Cod, giving voice to women whose stories I believe are powerful and need to be heard.
Art has an amazing power to heal. Every one of us has something that we're working on healing, whether we are a millionaire or a homeless individual. And it is a place for us to engage with our inner soul and to work through whatever might be going on there, be it through music, through painting, collage, woodworking. There's so many ways to express ourselves and to heal what we've been through, because we've all had something we need to heal from.
In 2018, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. I'm Eileen Powers, and I created a collaborative art project called Can You Make Hair For Me? As I became more acclimated to having cancer and being a patient, my friends didn't know how to communicate with me anymore. And I thought, well, what can I do? What can I do to direct that energy in a way that was both productive for me and for them? So I asked them to make hair for me, make it out of different materials, unexpected materials. And then what I do is I take what they make, and I promise anybody who makes something that I will wear it, but I do sometimes reimagine it. And so I sort of take what they make and I create characters out of those. And I wear them, and Tom, my partner, photographs them, and I art direct them, and I sort of put them together. And we now have a series, I think, of 85 portraits.
People should support the Arts Foundation because it is an overarching organization that supports all of our arts community across all of the Cape. We have hundreds of arts and cultural organizations here on Cape Cod that each are focusing on their own individual mission or focus. But the Arts Foundation is able to see a greater whole and create synergies among all of those organizations. It's incredibly important for me to be an Arts Foundation grant recipient. It affords me the opportunity to do my work without fundraising and without being out there having to collectively create those funds to bring those programs to the forefront.
It was very helpful to me during a time where my own work really came to a complete halt, and has still come to a complete halt because I worked a lot with events, so we all know that most events have been canceled. So, it was very meaningful for me, and it was very helpful, and it kept me going, and it kept me doing things, and I'm very grateful for that.
Receiving a fellowship from the Arts Foundation actually had a huge impact on my project. Having that association with the Arts Foundation really legitimized it in a way that was very powerful. So I feel like the success of the project was very connected to the fact that it was done, due to a fellowship from the Arts Foundation. So it had a big impact.
Well, as an Arts Foundation board member, one of the things I'm really proud of is being part of a group that is supportive of the artists in our community and the cultural organizations, of which there are many, gems here on the Cape. We are able to raise funds, very important funds, that we distribute to these organizations and artists and support them in a small way, but it makes a big difference. Being part of the solution is very important because the work that these groups do, these organizations do, is important to our community, it's important to our culture, it's important to the education of our youth. The list goes on and on with the positives that come out of this. Over the past few years, we have funded programs that create more access to the arts. That includes funding for an after-school art program for at-risk youth at the Cotuit Center for the Arts. Also funding for the Cape and Islands Workforce Board's Artworks program, which connects high school students to internship experiences with working artists and cultural nonprofits in our region. Another great example is our funding for the Joyful Variations Chorus, a multi-generational chorus that presents music programs to seniors in nursing homes across Cape Cod. These programs are more than art for art's sake. These programs offer connection, they give meaning, and they provide hope to those of all ages, abilities, and even backgrounds. As an artist, I know just how important it is to have a nonprofit like the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod serve as a regional clearinghouse, not only for creative projects, but also for cultural organizations that make our community so special. We know how difficult 2020 has been, but if we want museums, theaters, festivals, and art galleries to return next year, please consider a donation to the Arts Foundation. Help us ensure that the arts don't just survive for some, but thrive for all of us.